April 14th, 1912. A calm, moonless night in the North Atlantic. Over 2,200 passengers and crew aboard the grandest ship ever built, the RMS Titanic, a vessel declared unsinkable, yet in just a few hours, history would be rewritten in the most tragic way possible. This is the story of human ambition, fatal mistakes, and a disaster that still haunts us over a century later. But was it just an accident or a series of eerie coincidences that foretold its doom? The Titanic was the crown jewel of the White Star Line, a floating palace of luxury and technological marvel. At 882 feet long and 175 feet tall, it was a symbol of human progress. But beneath the grandeur lay a fatal flaw, an overconfidence that would prove catastrophic. Built with 16 watertight compartments, it was designed to survive only 4 flooding, not the 6 that would ultimately be breached. The ship was ill-equipped with only 20 lifeboats for over 2,200 passengers and crew, a horrifying oversight that would seal the fate of many. While first-class passengers basked in unparalleled luxury, third-class immigrants sought a new life in America, never imagining that their voyage would end in tragedy. Even more chilling, a book published in 1898, Futility, eerily predicted a ship named Titan sinking after striking an iceberg. Was this mere coincidence or an ominous prophecy? The Titanic received 6 iceberg warnings on April 14th, yet the ship sped forward at nearly 22 knots, almost full speed. Why? Captain Smith, under pressure to arrive early, ignored the growing danger ahead. Some argue that if there had been binoculars in the crow's nest, the iceberg might have been spotted earlier. Mysteriously, the key to the storage locker holding the binoculars was left behind in Southampton, a tragic oversight. Or fate at play. At 11:40 p.m., lookout Frederick Fleet spotted the iceberg and rang the warning bell. Iceberg, right ahead. First Officer Murdoch tried to steer away, but it was too late. The starboard side was gashed open, and within minutes, water flooded 6 compartments. The Titanic was doomed. Distress calls were picked up by multiple vessels, yet confusion, miscommunication, and sheer bad luck led to critical delays and rescue. At first, many didn't believe the ship was sinking, but as the bow dipped lower, panic set in. Then, disaster struck again. The women and children first policy led to lifeboats leaving half empty, an unforgivable mistake that cost hundreds of lives. Below deck, third-class passengers were trapped behind locked gates, desperately trying to escape as the icy water rose. Above, the band played until the very end, their haunting melody lingering in the air. Eyewitnesses described an eerie silence just before the final plunge, a silence shattered only by the cries of those left behind. At 2:20 a.m., the Titanic broke in half and disappeared beneath the waves. Over 1,500 souls perished, while only 705 survived. The once proud ship now rested in the abyss, taking with it the hopes and dreams of those who had believed in its promise. The world was outraged. How could this happen? Who was responsible? Investigations revealed shocking truths. The lack of lifeboats was a cost-cutting measure that proved fatal. The nearby SS Californian saw Titanic's distress flares but did nothing. White Star Line's J. Bruce Ismay, the man behind Titanic's creation, fled in a lifeboat, while so many others died. Some theories suggest that Titanic was switched with its sister ship, Olympic, in an elaborate insurance fraud scheme. While this remains speculative, it adds another layer of mystery to an already baffling tragedy. The Titanic changed maritime laws forever, lifeboats became mandatory, wireless communication improved, and safety drills were enforced. But the real lesson? The dangers of human arrogance. The Titanic wreck was discovered in 1985, lying eerily undisturbed in the darkness of the Atlantic. Many relics have been recovered, some believed to be cursed by those who perished that night. The Titanic was a marvel of its time, but in the end, nature proved it had the final say. Perhaps the greatest tragedy isn't just the lives lost, but the warning signs ignored. The question is, have we truly learned our lesson?